Hi everyone, welcome to today's live. I have Sydney here, MDPen's National Educator.
Hey.
Thank you so much, Sydney, for taking the time to be here.
Yes.
We are both estheticians, and I don't think people forget that we're estheticians, but that is where our heart lies, even though we do other things. And today we wanted to talk about some of the most commonly asked skincare questions, which can be asked, during our trainings or just questions that are often Googled that people want to know. And a lot of times in my research, I saw that those questions were similar, whether it's at the time of an MDPen training or an MDPen skincare training or a skincare question that's on Google. They're all kind of the same. So there's definitely a commonality. Of course, this is an Ask Me Anything event, guys. So feel free to ask questions in the comments and we will try our best to get to them and answer them. The code that you see there is good for our retail store. So definitely use that if you want to do a little shopping. And we will be talking about a few MDPen products today. So hi guys, thank you for being here. So let's start out, with the basics. And I think this is definitely one of the top asked questions is what is the correct order to do your skincare routine?
Yeah, I feel like that is a very common question. People have a ton of products at home, but maybe don't know exactly how to utilize them in what proper order for them to get the most benefit out of the product. So, first, of course, you want to start with your cleanser. That's just going to remove any dirt, oil, debris, buildup, anything that you kind of encounter throughout your day. And then after that, you really want to apply your skincare products thinnest to thickest. So that's going to help product penetration. So you can think of it as if you have a really lightweight serum, if you have an exfoliator that you're going to use after your cleanser, that's always great. And then following, this products that you're actually removing and taking off with your serums and moisturizers, you just want to make sure retinol, any thicker product, you want to make sure you're applying them thinnest to thickest. So you would apply your serum and lightweight products first, and then you can follow that with your heavier, more cream-based moisturizers.
Absolutely. Thank you for answering that, Sydney. And I totally agree with that. One thing that comes up in relation to that question that I'll just touch on, sometimes people are confused when consistencies are extremely similar. So for example, MDPen's retinol and Revitapeptide are both going to be, creamy products. And although our retinol isn't a prescription strength tretinoin, if you are confused, one thing you can do, and if you do have a prescription strength tret, put the prescription strength product on first, followed by the moisturizer. So this is a really good evening pairing. And if you're confused about how to do it, think of the active vitamin A and the retinol and getting that on first, and then following with the Revitapeptide. I always tell people too, you can just mix them directly together if you are confused. It's not really something you can mess up, but yes, otherwise, thinnest to thickest can definitely be the way to go. I do see some questions rolling in. Thank you guys. Okay, so Shanna is asking, what is the most important step in a daily skincare routine? The dreaded question estheticians can be asked.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many important steps. I'm not sure how to direct it to one specific one, but if I had to, I would probably go with a high quality serum because I feel like serums stay on the skin and on the face a lot longer than, say, a cleanser or an exfoliator or a mask because you're typically leaving it on for a couple minutes and then taking it off. So the serums are kind of what sticks with you and stays with you for a longer duration of time. So I feel like it's really important to invest in a high quality serum that best fits your skin type.
Yeah, I love serums. And there's a lot of ways to go with this question. If you're answering it on the basis of skin health, of course, estheticians are going to say sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. Or that question, like if you were stuck on a deserted island, like what would you take with you? Which everyone should answer sunscreen. But I know, like for myself, I do love my vitamin C serum.
Mhm.
So it really, just depends. But if you're asking on the basis of skin health, it's always going to be sunscreen. If you're asking this on the basis of compliance, you want to get your patient or client or teenager washing, cleansing their face. They won't be able to moisturize and apply prescriptions and do any of the other stuff until they're cleansing their face. So that's going to, if you're answering the question that way, then that would be, of course, the answer. Okay, Mosh is asking, are there specific ingredients to avoid in skincare products, especially for sensitive skin? Yes, so as a whole, definitely, wanting to avoid dyes, fragrances. I would just avoid over-the-counter products in general and make sure that you're asking your skin specialist and taking their advice. Don't take it into your own hands. I know there's a lot of content on social media that's, free for viewing from influencers and things like that. But the most trusted person is always going to be that skincare provider or your esthetician that you've established a relationship with. How do you feel about that, Sydney?
Absolutely. I think the main would be the dyes, the fragrance. If you're sensitive skin, I would, again, like Alex recommended, talk to your skincare specialist about active ingredients that you can slowly incorporate into your routine. But I would say to avoid, overdoing it with the active ingredients, especially if you're not sure how to incorporate them and if you do have sensitive skin.
Absolutely, especially if you're sensitive and breaking out, like you really do need the assistance there. And I totally agree with Sydney. You don't want to overdo the actives. This is going to oversensitize your skin, probably dehydrate it. So you definitely need that assistance for sure. Trisha's asking, hey ladies, what is the proper way to cleanse and moisturize my skin before bedtime? So this is one of the questions I was going to get into. We get asked, pretty often, what is a proper nighttime routine? What steps do I need to do before bed? So yeah, we're happy to answer that. I'll let you take it first, Sydney, with this one.
Yeah, so I do suggest, and I think this isn't our questions coming up, but I do suggest cleansing after a shower. I think that's the best way to go about as far as your before bedtime. Yes, our hydrating cleanser, it's really amazing. Honestly, if anyone has issues with chest breakouts or back breakouts or any body acne, that's actually a really great cleanser to stick in the shower with you. One pump is all that you need. It lathers up really, really well and it can spread a pretty large area that it can be covered. So that's a great way to kind of tackle any body concerns. But as far as the face, I would wait till I get out of the shower. Normally women, I feel like we love hot water, hot showers. So, and that can help open up the pores, soften sebum, kind of prep the skin before you go in with a good cleanser. So, kind of using that steam in the shower. And then once you get out, taking your steps to do a proper cleanse. And then I would definitely add some active ingredients at this point because it is bedtime. So you don't have to worry about the sensitivity from the sunlight. So that's kind of when I would incorporate my retinol. I would also definitely follow it with a good anti-aging moisturizer, which would be our Revita Peptide Moisture Cream. And those are a really, like Alex said earlier, a great combination for a nighttime routine, just to overall improve tone and texture, but then to uphold, have some anti-aging benefits too.
Yeah, so Sydney nailed it. And yeah, we had this in here. Should you wash your face before or after a shower? If you do wear a lot of makeup and you don't want to be, standing in the shower with a full face of makeup, of course, you can do like a simple oil cleanse before you get in the shower. But yes, if you're taking that hot, steamy shower, don't cleanse your face with that water. I mean, it's not good in general because it'll dry out all the skin on your body. But yes, you can always cleanse your face after you get out of the shower and then apply those steps with which Sydney did mention. So thank you so much. I'm going to link the hydrating cleanser here, guys. You can find all of our serums and skincare through this link. I want to get into this as well. So can I use alpha hydroxy acids and retinols together? Typically, the most common alpha hydroxy acids we talk about are going to be lactic and glycolic acid. And this is kind of like a double question. Our Tighten and Lift serum does have a little bit of lactic acid in it. And yes, it can be used with Retin-A in the evening. And the Tighten and Lift is going to be especially nice for tightening and lifting. It is great for under the eyes. It is great for the jawline. It's our thinnest serum, so it's very easy to layer. And yes, you can use the lactic with the retinol. As far as glycolic, I always tell people it's better to alternate. So if you have a glycolic night cream that you like or that you're interested in trying, you would want to use that on alternating nights with your vitamin A or your retinol product. You wouldn't want to do both. It's just overkill. I don't know if you get asked this often. People love their vitamin C. Just like I said, I would take it to my deserted island. Sydney, do you get asked, can I use my vitamin C at night?
Yes, kind of when to use it, confused. The best way to use it, of course, I suggest in the morning because of the maximum benefits that you're going to get with using it in the morning, because obviously it's great for anti-aging, it's great for pigment, discoloration, evening out the skin tone. But the other side to vitamin C that people sometimes forget is it's a very, very powerful antioxidant. So not only is it going to help with concerns, but it's also going to be like an added layer of protection to your skin when you are out and about, with the sun, pollution, outside extremities. So it's a great protectant as well as a corrective product. So for those reasons, I'll love it in the morning, but I don't think it would hurt at all to use it at night. I think especially if someone's dealing with, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and they really want to tackle that, I think it would be beneficial for them to use it morning and night. But yeah, for overall maximum benefits, I would choose the morning if I had to choose one.
Definitely. Yeah. So as Sydney said, like we know, yes, vitamin C has great cosmetic benefits as far as brightening the skin, but you cannot forget that it helps protect against free radicals, environmental damage, UVA, UVB. It makes your sunscreen more effective. And the good news is if you're on a high quality vitamin C, such as MDPens, this is a 21%, guys. So 20 and up, you are using a vitamin C that is actually protecting you around the clock after you've been using it for a while. So even when it's not sitting on your skin at night, it actually gets to a point where it's still protecting you. So you don't have to use it in the evening. As Sydney said, if you do have hyperpigmentation and you don't have an alternative like Kojic or hydroquinone, yes, you can use your vitamin C twice a day. You may want to consider resveratrol in the evening if you are a big fan of antioxidant products in the evening. But yes, vitamin C is typically intended for morning use for those reasons. But yes, a nice stabilized vitamin C, high potency is protecting you around the clock. So you don't need to over apply it, especially if it's, expensive. You don't have to do that. So I see some more questions here. Okay, Sarah, I can quickly answer this one. What is the difference between a serum and a moisturizer, and is one better than the other? So serums are moisturizers, unless it's a serum that has actives. AHAs, BHAs, some of those don't necessarily fall in the moisturizer category. But serums like hyaluronic acid are moisturizers. So moisturizers don't have to be creamy. They can be in the form of gels and serums. No, one is not better than the other. It's something that really needs to be tailored to your skin type. Some people can get away with just a serum moisturizer. Some people need a serum followed by a cream. So that's going to be the short, sweet answer to that question. Okay. Hi, ladies. How can I create a skincare routine tailored to my specific concerns and goals? Okay, thank you, Roanne. So this is going to be difficult, Roanne, unless you are a professional. I would definitely seek help. Let the professional tailor it for you. If you don't have time or you don't want to, I highly recommend our minimalist kit on our website. This is going to have the 5 products that can get you through. It's kind of a complete regimen that doesn't miss anything, but is also very easy to use as far as compliance. So let's get through some more questions here. Okay, here's another one. Do I need a toner?
Yes, you do. So I actually really love toners. I know that there are a ton on the market. It's really great because a lot of them are tailored or specific to certain skin types and skin concerns. So toners have came a long way. So in my opinion, I think it's great for a deeper clean. So after I cleanse my face and I go in with a really nice toner, I just feel like it gets deeper into my pores, especially if you are, wearing makeup throughout the day. It's really great to give you that extra cleanse. And then it's also great for balancing the pH of your skin. So a lot of times the pH balance will kind of be out of sorts, and that can lead to other issues and concerns. So a toner is great to just kind of balance that natural pH of the skin. And then a lot of them, depending on which ones you go with, can actually add nutrients to the skin. It can moisturize, it can make you very supple and hydrated if that's what you need. So yes, I think a toner is a great step in a skincare routine.
Yeah, toners have come a long way. As Sydney stated, in the 90s, we really thought of them as like astringents, and they were super like alcohol heavy, which is not necessary. And we know that now, especially with the big over-the-counter names for toners. The primary purpose of a toner is, as Sydney stated, to balance your pH. So if you're already double cleansing with cleansers that, are not offsetting your pH, you don't necessarily need a toner. It is a preference. Sydney likes toners, and yes, now there are so many toners on the market. There's milky toners, nutrient-rich toners. They are fun, and it's always kind of cool to see the extra, something that might come off if you did miss anything. But primary purpose absolutely is going to be balancing pH levels. So I think we already touched on this one. How often do I need to exfoliate?
Yes, that's a good question. I would say about 1 to 2 times a week, depending on your skin type. Exfoliating is a large part of at-home routine because it's going to remove those dead layers of skin cells. It's going to remove any buildup that you may accumulate. So it's kind of going to be that stripping to remove those dead skin cells to allow your skin the room to recreate and regrow. So it's great for texture, of course. It's really good if people struggle with oil production, if they're overly oily. It just gets a little tricky there because if you do over exfoliate and you're already on the oily side, your skin could possibly produce more sebum, thinking that it is lacking in moisture, and it can kind of do the adverse reaction if you are over exfoliating. So definitely keeping it at a minimum. I would say 1 to 2 times a week. If you're extremely sensitive and more on the drier side, you can definitely get away with just once a week. So again, checking with your professional, but of course, just kind of implementing it where it fits, and of course for your specific skin type.
Yes, so 1 to 2 times is the safe rule. If you're super oily and keratolytic, you might be able to do 3 if you're not already having treatments done. But if you're on a set schedule of seeing your esthetician, let's say every 2 weeks, you would definitely want to stick to that 1 to 2 times a week. Don't forget that products are exfoliants. So if you're on a glycolic, a retinol, a LHA cleanser, whatever. This is an everyday, type of exfoliant that's already in your regimen. So just be careful that you're not overdoing it. If you're unsure, I always say bring your products to your appointment and let your esthetician or skincare professional tell you exactly, what you should do and how many times a week and things like this. And as many of you know, with microneedling, with RF microneedling, you're taking a break from those exfoliants 5 to 7 days prior to the treatment. You don't want to be using any of those. Same thing with that week afterwards. So always keep that in mind and take that advice from your provider. Okay, another question here. Hi, when should I start using anti-aging products?
I feel like as soon as possible. So after 25, our body doesn't produce collagen as it normally did. So you're having to kind of induce that collagen within your skin in certain areas. So I feel like, I mean, it's never too soon to start with anti-aging products, but also I feel like it's never too late to start anti-aging products. So I feel like that's really important. So if you really haven't, and you're just kind of getting into skincare, don't feel like it's a lost cause or you shouldn't start or anything like that. Again, I feel like at any age you can kind of start. Do you have a preference on age?
I mean, I think that statistic of 25 is like a sweet spot. I think 25 is a good age for, strong compliance, because acne is so rampant. People have it as teenagers, as tweens, so they've been using all these anti-aging products and not, necessarily knowing it. So if you're someone that started on, retinol, adapalene, tazarotene at that early age, I mean, you started an anti-aging, product at 14, 16, whatever. So you can kind of just carry on with it. As far as like vitamin C, this is something you could definitely start, in your early 20s if you wanted to. It may act as, your moisturizer. Hyaluronic acid is an anti-aging product, but it's also a great safe product for acneic skin and sensitive skin. So you could definitely, sneak things in there, even if you don't, look like you're aging. You can still start them. I think, growth factors and things like that, you can definitely wait till the 25 mark. You don't need to go buy, a $250 growth factor product when you're 20. But yeah, after 25, you can start considering things like that. So thank you. That was a great question and definitely a common question. So thank you guys so much for all of this engagement. I hope you have found this interesting. I hope maybe you've learned something. This will stay up on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. If you want to come back and watch it, let us know how you're liking these events. I always love when I can have a guest here. So thank you again, Sydney, so much for your input. And we look forward to seeing you guys again soon.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I'm happy to be here. We'll see you
Thank
all
you.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.